A lot goes into building a world that fill your TV screens, but it all starts from the genius of a production designer. Now this morning, we'll have a chit-chat with one of the industry's brightest, Katrish Aristoki. It's a beautiful day, Kat. Thank you so much for coming.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
She's been judging us.
I didn't say anything.
Yes. No, you know what? You didn't say anything. She said something. She brought it up. But it makes sense.
They're still fighting.
Not
Even
really,
after the
not
break.
really judging. She was observing.
She just wants to improve it.
You know, when you look at something, you observe and you think, well, this could be better. That's judging, right?
No, I was
Not
observing like how it was done.
Yeah.
Or how it was built.
Yeah, there we
It's about the
go.
craft. But then that actually leads us to what a lot of people are curious about what you actually do. Kapag sinasabi natin, production designing, production designer, unang-una, how does one get involved? What does it actually entail? And of course, kung may job description nga ba, what is that?
Basically, if production designer is like the one who brings this furniture, designs this background, the one who chooses the clothes we wear in front of the camera.
So, by the way, job interview to, diba?
Okay I don't think a lot of people know, like, the process is so tedious.
Tedious.
So can you walk us through like a design process for an example, like a Netflix set that you're designing?
Okay. Actually, when people ask my job, like, what do I do? Like, they're having a hard time understanding. Kasi parang some of my friends thought na kapag they didn't know, kunyari, it's a Pepsi commercial, they just thought that you'll go to just one location and then andun na lahat what you need. But that's necessarily true. You have to parang ini-integrate pa or inaayon pa. Kasi, kunyari ito, the show has a brand.
Okay.
The show has its look. So, someone has to curate it. Someone has to organize it. Hindi siya magically andyan na.
Right.
So, yung production designer, that's where we come in na even the movies that you watch, yung prop ng, kunyari, kape, damit, yung background sa likod, if there's like a whole different, kunyari, nasa bahay, yung itsura ng kortina, ganong ka-detalye yung trabaho.
Basically everything but the talent, the lights and the camera.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you, what are your collaborations? A lot of your work involves collaboration, so I was going to ask you, like, what are your favorite collabs, favorite projects? But I'm curious, so let me ask first, how long have you been doing this, and how did you get into this kind of industry?
I'm already doing it mga 7 years na.
7 years, okay.
7 years. I started kasi I just want to work in film, but I don't know anong work.
Okay.
So, when I graduated right after college, I was invited. Parang there's production designer na he's looking for a staff. Tapos parang my friend recommended me. Tapos nag-teleserye ako, like GMA.
Okay.
Like mga teleserye ni Jerilyn Mercado. Actually, si Joyce Bernal are one of the Binibining Joyce Bernal are one of the first directors.
Yeah.
And Brillante Mendoza are one of the first directors that I worked with.
Okay.
And then I left television. I went to an advertising agency and I started graphic designer. Kasi dun sa before, staff lang, parang nag-assist lang, ganyan. Then I went to an advertising agency. Tapos they knew na I was working in production design. Parang, oy, let's try. Baka you can. Okay, and that gave me the break. It was Itch Creatives, my agency, who gave me the break. And then after that, I started tuloy-tuloy na.
Yeah. You know, sabi mo you wanted to start out in film, if I'm not mistaken, kasi we literally treated this like a job interview. So nagsimula ka 2015 sa Proville as an intern.
Oh, wow! Thank you for researching.
Oo, tapos 2016, you were part of yung production team ng Marosa, which did really well in the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah. We bagged the first Best Actress Award for Asia.
For Asia.
For Asia. Jacqueline Jose.
Nalala ko yun. And when you take a look at yung simula mo, again, very star-studded yung start, pero nag-advertising ka pa, which is, sabihin natin grind. Which we all know is a grind. For all of the ad people out there, you're like, yes, it is! Okay? At mabilis yung turnover doon. Pero nag-freelance ka after. What's the, siguro anong naging catalyst to moving to freelance? Kasi that's a big decision to make.
I think with production or working in film, most of us are freelance.
Yeah.
Because you cannot categorize the job into like a 9 to 5 hours.
Exactly.
Actually, when people think, oh, freelance, you have more time, but actually you're working 24 hours.
No, freelance means you work on weekends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diba?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have option to not work for a month.
If you
Ganun
want,
naman.
yeah.
May ganun naman. May ganun naman siyang
If you had a good month before.
Right.
Yeah, ganun naman siya. Pero with working ng advertising, I realize lang kasi na yung brands, mas feeling ko because of my background too, parang mas fluent ako with learning ano ba yung brand.
Yeah.
Because I work with advertising agency. Parang when I do my production design, example, there are brands na may certain look sila.
Yeah.
Like, pwede mo magbinggit ng brand? Like,
Yeah,
sige,
I mean, like you worked with Modest before, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of yung sarili mo.
Modest, not yet.
Okay.
I think. More on Netflix, Disney Plus.
Yes.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Kaya iba yung itsura ni Pepsi, iba yung itsura ni Coca-Cola.
Right.
So, totally different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pero, yun, minsan dahil freelance kami, we can work both. Parang more of kikilalanin mo. Like, what if tao si brand?
Right.
Yeah.
Anong itsura niya? Ganun yung, what if tao siya, anong klaseng mundo yung meron siya?
I mean, you've mentioned amazing brands you've worked with. Paolo mentioned a lot of films you've worked on. Has there been one in particular that really tested your creativity?
Actually, when I read the questions, there are two projects that comes in my mind. One is, my favorite brand is Netflix because they always
Okay.
ask for different things. Like, syempre, it involves promoting movies. So, iba't ibang mundo yung binibigay ni Netflix. Like, kunwari, this one, Pulang Araw. We did a promo for Pulang Araw. So, the brand wants to something like, hindi siya mukha siyang BTS ng show, but it embodies yung show.
Yeah.
So, we put yung parang vaudeville elements,
Yeah.
Right.
history, like may mga what do you call it? Yung mga details sa set na Easter eggs.
Yes.
May mga Easter eggs kami about history, like involving like yung mga detail ng hukbalahap, mga
Yeah.
ganong minute detail. Like when people watch our show or our work, parang they thought like, oh, it's just a background.
Ida-dissect nila.
Pero kapag tinitigan mo siya isa-isa, well-thought siya or parang inisa-isa pa siya.
Yeah.
Minsan nga, in advertising, even like, kunwari, if may pocket ba or walang pocket, pinag-uusapan.
Okay.
Anong klaseng ballpen, ganyan.
Right.
And another brand that I worked with was Tanduay Ice.
Yeah.
Dinesign namin, tinransform namin yung whole street ng poblasyon.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long did that
So
take?
cool.
2 days. Yun lang din yung challenge.
By the way, ang bilis ng 2 days,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not a lot of time.
Actually, I work with Netflix. We did the barangay.
Yeah, the
like we
barangay Netflix.
constructed
Oh, the Christmas one, right?
like a Christmas town, and it's just few days lang. But it's part of like advertising industry na
Mabilisan.
people who works there are so magical, so powerful na ang bilis. Like nahahasa yung pag-isip mo, pag-problem
right.
solving mo. And even like people who works in TV, like kunyari, this one, it's live, di ba?
Yeah.
There's no room for mistake and the pressure is so high. But people are very effective, very efficient.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned yung pagka, how do I say this, how creative people are or how efficient people are, especially sa advertising space. But you haven't just worked in advertising, you mentioned that in movies, but you also had TV work. GMA, ABS-CBN, you worked in some of their sets as well. And medyo notorious yung TV for being very quick in terms of yung turnaround, in terms of yung
Yeah.
production nila. And when you have something like that na sobrang high volume naman, How was that experience?
I've experienced before shooting 65 sequences in a day.
gosh.
That was pre-pandemic.
Oo.
We have EGL now. We have Eddie Garcia law now.
Okay, okay.
Napaka-importante yun.
Yeah.
oo.
Yes,
Yes,
very
yes.
important, and I commend that the industry is moving forward with those kind of provisions and taking care of our film workers. Yung mga ganong time, you need people.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes a village. It takes a whole
Literal
community.
barangay.
It takes a whole barangay to make a production. Even like this one na television set, there's a lot of people behind it, like cameraman, scriptwriter, producers. There's a whole people behind it, and I think that's the key thing with making it possible.
Yeah.
Is you have a team.
Yung sweat equity nyo.
Production is not just a one-man job.
Right, right.
And the credit doesn't go to... Normally, when we watch films or we watch films, normally yung director or like yung actors yung nabibigyan ng spotlight. But it's a whole village
Yeah.
who made it.
The people behind the scenes
There's
as
a whole-
well,
yeah.
right? Now, Kat, aside from designing sets for television, you also did sets for clubs, right?
Yeah.
Now, for this, aside from the visual environment, syempre you had to take consideration also yung actual experience. Can you tell us how different it is working on this kind of project?
The good thing in freelance is whatever you want, you can explore it.
Yes.
So, kunwari this one, I was tasked to make a promotion with Gomo in Apoteca. So, yung challenge with, iba naman
Oh,
yung
we're flashing
language
it on
for
screen.
this kasi this is live.
Yeah.
Versus pag film set, pwede mong madaya. Yung front, sobrang beautiful. Yung back, okay lang. Pero yung mga activations or itong mga klaseng events, it has to be very makinis or flawless
Right.
when you are in the set or andyan siya. So this one, we incorporated lang parang mga digital na screens.
Yes.
And then we made it na maganda din, inilawan nila yung mga disco balls. So it has like different light. I wanted to explore different visuals kasi that's why I tried this kind of project. But normally my job scope is advertising.
Is there any particular aesthetic na masasabi mo that, oh, I want this to be yung baga signature ko? Because some production designers have. Mahirap kapag advertising, admittedly. But then if a filmmaker approaches you says, I want your style there.
Yeah.
Ano masasabi mo signature mo?
To be fair, di ba like mga directors, meron tayong auteur, ibig sabihin may certain styles
Yes.
silang. I was thinking about that. Like, if I'm a production designer, do I have to have a certain style? But I think what I enjoy in freelancing is I get to explore different visuals. Like, meron, this one is very techno, and then the other one, bigla akong magde-design ng papalumain mo yung bahay, or sometimes period, like historical.
Yeah.
I think wala akong style, but I like to enjoy different stuff or different look. Pero I think nababrand ako right now sa advertising kasi mas malapit yung age ko with Gen Zs.
Yeah.
So if they need a brand na very young looking yung itsura, they usually get
comfortable with
me.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Kasi
right.
in terms of relatability, ako yung parang most accessible for that.
Now, I know you can't tell us the projects that you have happening right now and in the future, but do you have a specific project in mind that you haven't gotten yet that's your dream project or like a dream collaboration you want to do?
To be fair, there are two. I want to go to film. I want to create a whole town or a whole world. Parang mas pangarap ko yung mga fantasy. Kasi
okay.
I don't like historical
Do you
kasi
want
may
like high
rules.
fantasy or yung mga sci-fi fantasy?
Any, basta fantasy. I don't like historical. Some people want it, but I don't like historical kasi may rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like meron kang authenticity na hinahabol.
Yes,
right.
But in fantasy, you can
Free
do
for all.
whatever you want. You set your own rules.
Right.
You set your own world. So you can design whatever you want.
Baka you'll be the next creator from Blade Runner-like world.
Sana.
All right.
Sana.
Speaking of collabs, you actually have this collaboration with DJ J Nice
Yeah.
and light artist Aaron Cabanges,
Yes.
where you combine the discipline of set design, music curation, and light art. Can you tell us more about this collaboration that you had?
Okay, so minsan sa advertising, because laging may certain look lagi na hinihingi.
Yeah.
And bilang designer, meron kang craft or meron kang hinahabol or itch na hindi mo magawa sa trabaho mo.
Okay.
So this one, it's a passion project that I did with my friend, Jay Nice and Aaron. So this one is shot sa bahay ko.
Oh,
Bahay ko lang yan.
okay.
And then si Nika set up her music.
Okay.
Tapos I asked Aaron, kasi parang inisip ko, how can we improve this? Or how can we make it better?
Okay.
So, a friend of mine na cinematographer is trying to explore a different medium na may lights.
Right.
So, he's incorporating natural elements. Like, kunwari, yung silhouette na ano itsura ng shadow pag tinutukan mo sa leaf or sa branch. And that way, parang ano yung itsura ng light cast over a dead branch of a tree. So, parang different, emerging medium siya. Because we don't have like really like light artists na sobrang famous or hindi siya famous medium. Pero yun, that's why we wanted to explore this. So, very passion project lang siya.
You know, when you look at it, parang everything looks so simple, pero bawat detail talagang pinag-aralan where
It
the
looks really
shadow
cool.
falls. Alam mo, I should have met you nung nagkukumu pa ako para sineta.
Not too late.
But anyway, Kat, we really appreciate you coming here, and we can't wait to see your
Yes.
future projects. And we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna go back now and watch some other projects of yours
Yes.
just to see the designs. But thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
you're gonna
Kat.
design our studio soon, right?
Yes?
Yes. Hey!
Pasado na ba siya? Di ba job interview to?
Pasado na! Pasado na! Have you not seen her
Kaya
projects?
tayo naka-quote lahat eh. Because this was actually
That's actually
all...
why.
Job interview pala to.
Oh, job
So
interview
yes,
pala.
you're hired.
But again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you for coming on.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, that was production designer Katrish Aristoki.